fun first journey to Norwich. A bit warm without any air conditioning, but with the windows open we were fine, just a little bit on the noisy side. We got there, I found that the petrol tank was leaking. I guess I hadn't ever filled it up to the top before, so I had to do a bit of a bodge job to just patch it up with epoxy just to get us home, and obviously booked Forest to go back into the garage to get the petrol tank and the keys fixed. It's a bit of a rainy day. Not a great day to be working outside, but I've got something messy to do anyway. Under the van, and there are patches which do not look brilliant. I'm guessing that was an attachment for the disability lift at the back. That too. Not sure how serious this is going to be. Looks pretty serious to me. So those are the bits that are rusty too. If you can see them. Sorry, my camera work is not ideal, but yeah. Hopefully there's only minor bits, but I'm going to have a really good clean up and see how bad it is. It was actually quite a lot of fun scrubbing the rust from underneath the car. Yeah, I must be crazy. But the van needed to go back to base van to get the new petrol tank. So yeah, it just made sense to get all the rust exposed and try and get the rest of the floor up first to make sure that any holes could get patched and welded by them rather than me having to do it. Back to the floor, and as I couldn't get the bolts out, it was a case of trying to cut around them. Not sure what I was thinking. It was really hard work, but as I'd already tried sawing the bolts off and lots of WD-40 and still not got anywhere, it seemed like the only option. In the end, I had some help to just literally rip the floor out. So while the van was in the garage, it meant I could have some fun and meet up with some friends and swim. The summer fun started at Grantchester with a great day out with friends, which ended with us having a fantastic swim in the River Cam. Plus I got to stay in Chiara, a proper professional camper van with lots of nifty little features and gadgets and things, so that was great fun. 3, 2, 1, go. It was the River Trent closer to home that we swam in next. Now it's the dog's turn.
Oh baby. Oh, baby.
Aww. The summer of swimming didn't end there. still didn't have my van back because there were issues sourcing parts due to Brexit. So yeah, I made the most of my time not working on the van. Away with friends again, this time to Fairgirth Farm in Dumfries and Galloway. Motorhome again, I was taking lots of notes. It was my first time on a caravan and motorhome CL site, which takes about 5 motorhomes or caravans that have their own facilities. We walked from Sandy Hills Beach round to Brandy Cove, and the views were lovely, but there was no sign of the sea. The next day we walked across the muddy flats to Rough Island. At times the mud was surprisingly deep. It didn't stop us though. Just took the shortest route across from the mainland to the island, and obviously realised that there's a fantastic causeway to walk along on the way back. Great thing was there was samphire growing along round the causeway, and we also got some sea kale as well, which was really delicious, and we had that for dinner that night. One of our group had to head home then, so the avid swimmers decided to head further inland and look for some waterfalls to up the ante. We started swimming at Rootin Brig Waterfall, which was absolutely spectacular. Then we drove along Loch Ken and admired all the beautiful scenery. It was a bit windy when we found the beach there, so we continued to Clattering Shores Loch and had a free park up for the night by the lake. The very pretty Black Loch was just a short distance up the road. It's at the top of the Grey Mare's Tail, which has several waterfalls going down it. There was no one else around, so I had a quick dip in the waterfall at the top before I met my friend again at the bottom waterfall. In the end, we met back up at another little set of rapids further down and had yet another swim. After having an amazing few days together, the last night was my night to spend alone in my little car. I parked up at Bruce's Stone car park at Glentrool, and the following day I discovered Raiders Road and the really wonderful rapids at Otterspool. I can't believe how amazing Dumfries and Galloway is, and the fact that I've not been there before. I definitely cannot wait to get back there again in my van, and it really spurred me on to get some work done to try and get it ready for some real adventures.